A route out of lockdown, phased and gradual, balancing lives with livelihoods. But the questions for our government is when and how.
Across government, we have been thinking about different settings, whether that's in the workplace, on public transport, in schools or outdoors. What sorts of steps might members of the public, families or employers take to ensure that those settings are as safe as possible?
The government is talking to businesses to learn how more can reopen and keep both staff and customers safe.
We will be able to have...
But businesses say they need clearer guidance, more clarity on the planned exit strategy. You've written to the government. What do you want Boris Johnson to do for business?
So our President, Baroness Ruby McGregor-Smith, has written to Prime Minister tomorrow asking for really clear guidance for businesses on how they reopen, and also to see an integrated plan between the way that businesses will slowly reopen and the other aspects of infrastructure that businesses rely on. So those are things like transport or childcare or schools. Businesses need all of those things to open in an overall and planned fashion for us to be able to slowly get our economy going.
The social distancing rule is one of the biggest challenges. The World Health Organization says it should be at least 1 metre. But here in the UK, it's twice that length, at 2 metres. Reducing it could have a massive impact because many shops, restaurants and offices just aren't big enough to reopen with a 2 metre rule still in place.
2 metres indoors doesn't really make a great deal more sense. I mean, the clinical evidence, the experimental evidence really speaks to the safety of a 1 metre radius indoors.
All our lives have been impacted by the virus, and changes to the way we work will be long-lasting. Returning workers might be expected to take their own temperatures before leaving home. On public transport, commuters might have to wear face masks, and work start times are likely to be staggered to avoid rush hour build-ups that make social distancing difficult. At work, temperatures may be taken again. Hand sanitizers and even PPE in some cases may need to be used. Staggered meal breaks and closed canteens will enable social distancing. Office workers are unlikely to return to a normal workplace for quite some time, with possibly many more months of working from home. So this is the new reality for me and my colleagues here at Sky. When we come to work, we're scanned for our temperature with a thermal imaging camera. If our temperatures are normal, then we're allowed to walk onto the campus. But if they're too high, then we're asked to go home. Next week, the Prime Minister is expected to give more details for his exit strategy. After 6 weeks in lockdown, many of us will emerge to a working landscape that has been completely transformed
drive-through,
and is likely to stay that way for quite some time. Ashish Joshi, Sky News.